Hey yo, we want to welcome y'all back to another episode of A Let's Find Out. I'm your host Arnold,
and this your host Tudo Coop.
and today in our camera also we got the lovely Alicia.
The boss lady. The boss lady decided to show up. Oh shit, we gotta be on our best behavior now, y'all.
Mess around and cancel us. And y'all find out y'all got 2 new hosts next week. You 2 white boys.
They gonna find the which brand version of Tudo Coop and Arnold.
The essential.
The essential brand.
You can find these on the bottom
Fuck
shelf.
out of here. It's only one of me.
Like you say, you always like, I'm a star. He say that all the time.
Nigga.
That's his thing. I'm a star.
Hey, born for the bright lights, man.
Hey, we going to jail. We in the back of the squad car. Man, I'm a star.
Hey.
Don't say that shit when we get locked up.
Hey, my mom always told me, man, if you're gonna do something, you be the best at it. Goddammit, I'm a star. I am the moment.
Yeah. Well, today, y'all, our episode is very controversial. This might be our last episode.
And that's why I'm here. Keep us on track.
That's why?
The parole officer here, y'all.
The PO. Right. Well, first I'm going to give a shout out to Pethul and the rest of the team over there at Agape Oasis, because we was there today.
Yep, we did a health fair with them today.
It was really, I liked it. It was dope. We had a lot of different businesses there. I can't name all of them off the top of my head, but we talked about mental health today. We talked about abuse, drug abuse,
Yep.
Recovery from abuse. They did yoga. What they call it? Soul yoga?
Something like that.
Gospel, something like that.
Hey, yoga's popping.
It was like a church yoga.
You,
But the thing with this yoga was that it's for mental health, so they come to you. So they will meet you in a McDonald's parking lot. They'll meet you at your house. They'll meet you wherever it's safe.
I'm going to just say one thing. If you in McDonald's, I'm guaranteeing you're not going to do yoga.
But it's an option.
It's definitely an option. I mean, it's pretty innovative.
Remember when we did yoga?
Oh, man.
We only took yoga for the girls in the classroom, though.
I was in there clowning.
The coochie popper.
That's how you know I wasn't living right.
Yeah. Change your life. What else did we? They did
Afro dance.
the Afro. It was called something.
I don't remember.
They was turned up.
We're gonna go into more detail in another episode of the resources, because we did find out a lot of good resources that are free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some with insurance, but a lot of good stuff for mental health and recovery and things.
And as y'all know, I have mental health issues. And one thing about it is mental health. Mental health is not always like you crazy, bro. It's not. It's just like dealing with certain functions in life to make them better, like things that kind of set you off, put you off. Like you ain't got to be angry to have mental health. You ain't got to be sad. Somebody can have mental health issues and be overexcited.
Sure.
You know, like mine is I can't focus. As I said before, I'm on medication for it, so it
helps.
I'm on medication for my mental health issues too.
What's that? What medication you take?
Yes, I'm a smoker.
Hey, you probably could get prescribed for that to be like.
Hell yeah, I got PTSD, all that shit, bro. Come on, somebody hit me with that script.
The prescription.
That script.
Nah, but that is a serious topic. I know a lot of people come up and they tell me that they really like when we talk about that, you know. And so I want to make sure we talk about that a little bit. Actually, we should dedicate an episode to just talking about that period.
Like I'm proud of you, you know what I mean, for being vulnerable like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, admitting that you know what I mean, mental health, going to seek help, you know what I mean, that really takes a strong person to do that. Because, you know what I mean, a lot of people of our colors, we find other things, you know what I mean, to cope with our issues.
With it instead of
because we wasn't raised to the point where mental health was in our reality. You know what I mean?
We just crazy.
Our ADD, ADHD medicine was an ass whooping. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know what I mean, we found other things that cope with our, you know what I mean, mental health. So, you know what I mean, I applaud bro for, you know what I mean, doing what you did. You know what I mean, that was a real stand-up move. For sure. I'm going to give you your flowers while you're still here.
Oh, thanks, because if I don't take that medicine, I'm going to need some flowers. No. It ain't that bad, man.
You're pushing flowers.
You're pushing daisies.
Pushing daisies.
But I do So if you are a therapist or a psychologist, or we would like to have you on the show just to kind of give a little bit more of an insight that we may not know about it, or
Yeah.
Or if you know one, you know what I mean, please feel free, you know what I mean, to, you know what I mean, send us their info, you know what I mean, see what we can.
because we've had people reach out, that's really helped to hear.
To hear about somebody that looks like them or somebody that comes from where they come from, to say like, yeah, man, I deal with mental health issues. I mean, our mental health issues might not be the same, but to be able to hear me say like, yeah, I deal with it and I'm working on it, and I'm like, right, I'm not like some TV star or something like that saying like, oh, you can, like, I'm not getting paid and no.
Right, you're not advertising the sickness.
Yeah, I'm just stating facts.
But what I am gonna do for you though is I'm gonna bring the ringtone game back. I'm gonna assign your ringtone as that Gnarls Barkley Crazy song.
What's that? Wait, what song is that?
See, look,
I think I'm crazy. That's gonna be my son every I hit your letter. Here you go.
Hey, this crazy ass nigga.
Right, but then we got also with Agape, and then we got the men's.
Yes.
The men's function coming up June.
Men's health fair is June. There's no set date yet, but men's health fair is June.
It's not June 20. No.
Oh,
they just said in June, right?
Yeah, give me a for sure date. You know what I mean? I'd love to participate in the next one.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to come to that.
My hands was a little tired.
Speaking of men, we want to just acknowledge how great we are and how much better we are than women at everything.
You on your own, brother. I couldn't deal like, with the whole giving birth, pregnancy thing. I take my hat off to women.
Man, we might be able to pull it off. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to test that.
Hey. Bruce Jenner was a bad bitch for 7 months, and she won the award for the greatest woman of the year. It ain't even take us 12 months to be good at being a woman. Hey, that's Leroy, Lia Thomas.
Leroy, aka Lia Thomas. Yeah, man. You got something to explain to you, bro.
Hey, man, I'm gonna be for real, though. I feel like that's very disingenuous.
For sure.
To women.
Yeah.
To have somebody from a man be able to just take over their sport like that and then be declared the winner. You know, you got women that train their entire life. Right. To be in that field.
Right.
And then you just have Lia Thomas, I can't think of it.
Leroy.
Come and take over her that spotlight. I don't think trans women should be able to participate in women's sports, no matter what the case is.
Not at all. Like I would take my hat off if a trans woman still participated in men's sports and still did what they had to do. Yeah, that would be a lot more honorable in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that would be fair.
I feel like they're taking the integrity out of sports when they're like allowing a male to cross over. Right. It's not right. Like you say, like you got women, you know what I mean, training their whole lives for this. Their whole lives just to have a woman snatched away by a guy, you know,
he was ranked like 462nd.
Like a guy who.
Y'all remember his ranking?
I don't remember his ranking, but
you know, it's a proven fact that like men are like physically
more imposing
than
a woman is. It's not a knock on women that we are. It's just DNA. It's just how our DNA is set up. That's our attributes are very different. You know?
I think also too that we're not trying to say that they don't get to compete at all, but maybe competing in their own category.
Competing in their own category.
I don't believe it's enough of them to compete with each other. Then you just sitting there saying like, who's the best transgender person? Because they all like they still want to be accepted. So we don't want to disclude them to put them on. We will just have the transgender people. But I feel like if you are a male and you transgender into a woman, you have to understand. I would just compete with the men.
Or you like compete with men your whole life.
Right. Might just continue in that sense.
I think the other thing that people will say is that yes, they're still a man, but they're also going through changes with their hormones and things that make them not as strong or as a male, so that's why I think you need to have a subcategory.
Well, some things then I feel maybe you just forfeit. If you feel like you making that change in your life, you have to forfeit some things. Some things, if you born with no fingers, you got to know that you'll never use a fork.
But
No.
they have like special Olympics for like people who.
Yeah, but that's because they can't. They can't compete with your everyday average person.
So have
You know what I'm
something.
saying? But I just feel like people that, this is my opinion, I feel like people that's in the Special Olympics aren't trying to be accepted by society. We understand that they have that problem.
For sure.
You know, so we let them like compete amongst themselves, you know, just to be active.
For sure.
You know? But for the trans community, you're having a problem or you're going through something, but you have to understand who you are. Like it's not going to match up. Like you can't. You got to just know. That's all.
And can I stop and add in, like, and those people in the Special Olympics, they didn't choose to be there.
Exactly.
Like that wasn't their choice. Like that's the way they were born. That was a hand they were dealt. Same with with trans people. Like that's the hand you were dealt. You were born A-sex, one sex. That's the hand you were dealt. You should, you know what I mean? Like that's what you gotta. That's what you gotta.
In your heart, mind, body, soul, however it goes, you feel that you are a female.
Right.
You feel that you are a male.
We should say that it's not that we don't accept trans people.
Not at all. That's their
not what I'm
prerogative.
saying
That's
at
their
all.
I just
prerogative.
want to
They
make
do
sure
what they do.
that's clear. That everyone listening.
Right. I believe
understand
if
that.
you're a transgender person, you should be treated equally and fairly.
Right.
Now, and fairly plays a part in sports.
I agree.
Right. Fairly means you need to compete with the men and swim with the men.
Yeah, right.
And swim with the men and get 47th place again, you slow ass nigga.
Right. Lose. Because you just go and competing against women. Like, because I would love to see, you know what? I would love to see the opposite. We always see men making the transition and then they go and compete and demolish these women in these physical sports. But you don't really never hear about females transgendering into males and coming over to our sport and dominating, because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why I don't honor that. I don't honor it. I don't respect it at all. Like I have nothing against trans people. I just don't honor men changing their sex to compete against women. You know, like that's not cool. It's kind of like what that Jake Paul dude is doing. You know what I mean? Like he's doing, like, got all this boxing training and whatnot, but he's not fighting any boxers. You're fighting everybody but who boxes.
Floyd.
No, not the younger one.
Oh.
The younger one who's basically bullying people on the internet. You know what I mean? Knocking out, you know what I mean, Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
You know,
fighting
like
people that's not.
like you've been training with professional boxers for all this time. Step in the ring with a professional boxer
and be a boxer.
You know what I mean? Like, just like a trans guy, you've been training, you know what I mean? You had male hormones your whole life, you know what I mean? Your body grew different, you know what I mean? So you got your features, your manly features. You got all your manly training. Step into competition with men. Like, don't, you know what I mean? I feel like they're just, you know what I mean? They're
right.
picking
Put
up
somebody that's got the same training, going through the same thing
level
that
up
you
the playing
did.
field. That's why I don't honor it, because you know what I mean, I'm a competitor. You know what I mean, I'm competitive in everything I do. You know, like, so I don't honor that. I don't respect it at all.
I get what you're saying.
But nothing against transgender people.
But
at all.
I honestly believe that they're pushing to make it the norm because of the quote behind transgender. When they say, like, a transgender woman is a woman, you know, so it's in some people's eyes like, well, since it's a woman, they should compete with women. You know, but I don't believe that. And this is going to be a very touchy topic. I know Alicia probably sitting here right now because I had this conversation with her before. Because to me, a transgender woman or a transgender man is not a woman. That is a title you earn.
Right.
You don't, like, there are females and girls right now that's 50 years old will never consider them a woman because they didn't earn that title. Like, you don't grow in a vagina doesn't make you a woman.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Changing your body parts don't make this person a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, females have grown. They come from being girls to being in their adolescence, dealing with fuck boys, dealing with this whole lifestyle, periods, babies. Some of them don't even have children, dealing with everything that a woman goes through and they somehow manage to come out on top to get that title.
For sure.
So if you a transgender female, you're it's hard to say, but you can never claim that title of being a woman.
You didn't have to go through the things that your average
yes,
woman
because
goes
that's a title that women earned. They don't just get it. Like even somebody that we consider a woman, they can't even call themselves
like
a
they
woman.
didn't have to have that uncomfortable conversation with their parents when they got their first period. You know
right.
what I mean?
Like they went through different stages to become this woman. And it's like you entering this race towards the finish line. It's like, well, you ain't even shoot. You weren't even there when they shot the gun off. You still got young girls that's striving to become women. You know what I'm saying? Every day.
Yeah.
That you just gonna hop in front of them in the race. Now I'm not saying as a transgender person they're not a female. Like you're a female. And on the opposite side.
That's what you want to call yourself. That's your title. That's for you.
But I feel like.
But you just can't cut the line.
And be a transgender woman as a woman, but because there's no clear definition for what a woman is, but you know one when you see one, and it ain't because they got a vagina in between their legs and some titties.
Oh man, I know a woman when I see one. That's a woman.
That's a lady.
That's a woman.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta earn that title. Like you're not just a woman because you say so. You could be the greatest woman of all time, but you can't take that title. That's just something somebody else call you, that we notice you as. The same thing they go for a man. You know how you have a lot of guys that be like, I'm a real nigga, and everybody be like, no, you're not. You know, but
right,
everybody know a real one when you see one, and it ain't got nothing to do with
like Jacquees just calling himself the king of R&B just because he say so.
Right.
Like what made you the king of R&B? Like what work did you put in to be king of R&B? Like what work did you put in to be a woman?
Yeah. I ain't sing. Yeah. I ain't never heard Jacquees sing before.
Like, you didn't have to have that uncomfortable conversation with your parents when you first became sexually active.
Right, being counted out. Like that's one thing I will say about women. Women, like, they already born to consider it be told that they're less than. Men are greater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though, like, between the last few transgenders, you kind of proving that. No, I'm just playing.
You on your own, brother.
I need the controversy.
Right.
I want people to be like,
he love the friction, right? he love the smoke.
And we deal with it every day.
He love the smoke.
Gotta keep y'all on y'all toes, man.
You gonna argue us down
all the way through.
I go like, God damn, boy, my head hurting. I quit, man.
Making y'all think, and that be them that be them days when I'll take my meds.
You didn't take your meds last night?
No.
Man,
I was there like, look, hey y'all.
Man, you was on last night. You was off the shit. I wish I could play this video. You know what I mean? Let the people hear.
Y'all recorded that?
I mean, I got a little video of it.
Oh wow.
Definitely got a little video.
I was no part of that.
Definitely got a little video.
Put me out there like that. Well, yeah,
I ain't posted.
We could put that in our mental health episode. Look, see what happens.
This is what happens when you miss your medication.
This is your brain.
This is his manic stage right here, y'all.
This is your brain on drugs. Hey, y'all remember that drug commercial with the chick that was fried in the couch? And as kids, they was trying to make it seem like, so y'all, this is how y'all gonna be. Y'all keep using them drugs. Now we like, I want what she got. I want to hear whatever blunt she smoked. She was fried in that commercial.
Fried.
I wonder what she was thinking about. Shorty looked like
she was smoking on that shit that killed the kids.
Y'all remember "Don't Be a Menace" when they
stomped
Buddy
stomped.
She was in that chair like, but I'm just trying to. That's my way of like big up in women. You know, like that's how I look at it. Like. You can't just claim that title, bro.
For sure, but like, you know, I mean, a woman's strength is unmatched. Like,
we ain't talking about giving birth and shit like that.
I wasn't even talking about that. They deal with a lot of other
a lot of things, right? To become a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like
they're under like constant
scrutiny.
From the moment they leave, as soon as they leave the house to go to school in kindergarten, a woman's under constant scrutiny. Like she always, you know what I mean, gotta keep herself up, kept, look a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way, you know what I mean?
A woman can be labeled basically a hoe at 5 years old. Fat, right. That's what they call them. Fast. Graduates to mannish. It graduates after that to a hoe.
I can't call them mannish, because I've been called mannish a whole lot.
But we looked at it a little bit different when you a guy, though. You know what I'm saying? When you young and you into them girls, because I ain't gonna lie, I got a son, and he fast. You know what I'm saying? In that sense of that term, you like, and you kind of give him this props, like, yo, he a player. You know what I'm saying? My son, he out here, he a player. Let my daughter be like my son. I'll kick her down some stairs.
Right, but you see what I mean? What a woman got to deal with versus
exactly.
What a man got to deal with. Like women have to
constantly put on this face of not caring and continuously pushing, no matter what the object is in front of them.
Women have to be responsible. Like you always teach women to be responsible sexually. You really don't teach men to be responsible sexually. The way you teach men to be responsible sexually, you give them a box of condoms. There you go.
Don't leave home without them.
You know.
Yeah.
With a woman, it's like you really gotta
don't sleep.
You gotta be careful who you give your body to. You gotta be careful who you be around. Like.
But in another way, I'm gonna give a little quick pushback on that, because also we have to talk to women like that because we know what men are capable of. We know what we know what we do. You know what I'm saying? So you want to coach your daughters, your sisters, your aunts, all of them. Like, look, man, the guys out here ain't all what they cracked up to be. You know what I'm saying? Be careful who you giving your heart to and who you out here letting touch on you or whatever the case is.
Especially younger women, because there are a lot of older guys who will use a younger woman's ignorance to his advantage, which is super whack to me. That's almost like the Olympics thing. Like you're not kicking it with your peers, so you flipping the game over easy. You go talk to some younger girls. You know?
Right.
So
like you can't compete in your field with where you
your own weight class, so you finna drop down a few.
I'm gonna go ahead and go over here so I can be a victor.
That's like me turning on Madden and putting the game on rookie, beating a computer by 100, so I'm the greatest.
I did that shit the other day. Remember, I thought I was balling. I'm like, I knew I was still good. And then you like, bro, I think that shit on easy. Like, I kicked the ball like, oh. Check this out. Man. Look, y'all know I'm not a gamer, though.
I am.
Very.
PSN King Op X20, handing out free ass whoopings. I'll let your boy.
And this nigga be down there, y'all. He be playing Lord of the Rings. What's that?
All that. I get the nerding out. That's Diablo.
Dungeons and Dragons. You ever seen them games he be down there playing, bro? And then he be like, bro, this game tight. And I be like, knock the fuck out watching everyone play them games. He be just like, and bro be into the crazy thing is, right?
The same way you be into anime.
I ain't knocking you yet. You do your thing. Because I still watch anime to this day. But the crazy, because yeah, you know what, you're right. Because he'll be playing the game, and when you watch somebody else play this game that's not got the background or don't talk like we talk, he'll be playing this game, right? And he be talking cash shit though, like pussies. Fuck y'all. Niggas watch this. Oh, I'm on their ass, bro. But it's me fire attack, magic attack.
Blowing their ass down, though.
That's what he be saying. Blowing motherfuckers down.
Fucking shit up. I don't care how I'm doing it.
But you look at the screen and it's like, your magic attack is loading.
Watch this. I'm gonna blow all these things.
You like, watch this. Oh, they on my ass. You like, what? If you was to cut this, if you wasn't watching what he playing, and you was to hear the commentary that he giving,
you would swear I'm playing Grand Theft Auto.
Right. Like, I'm on there, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit him with some shit real quick. But I'm sitting there looking at the screen like, boy, them is skeletons and dragons and all this weird shit coming out the ground. And he over there talking about I'm hitting him with the 30. And you like, I don't got guns. Nobody in the screen got a gun. He out here like, fire, water, run.
Like, hey, I go crazy on PSN. Y'all holler at me. King Op X20.
And your sons are just the same.
Just the same.
Just the same.
But they get that commentary from playing games. They get that type of shit.
No, but Isaiah's a big gamer, and Elijah sits there and watches. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Isaiah's playing, and Elijah's.
He putting Elijah on. So hey, this how you do this right here. I seen you was struggling right here. This how you do.
But see, Elijah play video games though. That's his shit, and he good.
But just the same way you like to play, just every so often. That's Elijah.
That's what I remember. I put that picture up. I'm like, man, I swear, like if this ain't me and bro growing up all over again, like they stole our little personalities.
All the way.
They cool. Like they even cooler now that they older. You know, it's like you hanging out with a little
and like
mini
you.
Like,
yeah, you like. You can't, like, my son do things, and you be like, want to be mad, but then you be like, I probably would have did the same thing.
Yeah, I just shrugged my shoulders.
And you just have to give him the talk. Like, look, man, you can't be doing stuff like that. But, yeah, my son, he think he a little player, though. He like older women. That shit crazy to me. Player. He like older girls. Remember when he was in baseball? He had girls on his team. Same age as him, he ain't want to talk to none of them. Some girl showed up, she had to been like 13 years old. He was on her tail. He go to bat, like, hey, check this out. He like, watch this. He walked up to her, remember that? He like, hey, watch this. Bing! You know my son, black kid on the team, so he sending that motherfucker to the he looking at the girl like, oh no.
Hey, play on, player.
He gonna get his little heart broken talking to them older girls.
Do your thing. Feel yourself.
Baby.
Feel yourself.
Nah. But as much as I'm just giving women their props, you know, and been very uplifting, now I got to tear them down.
Build them up to break them down.
Right.
Build them up to knock them down.
Because when we were talking about how you earned that title of being a woman, you know what I'm saying? And now I am going to say, you know, there are some fuckboys out here. You got some men out here that are terrible people. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
They do a lot of things that's uncalled for, unnecessary. But then you have guys out here that just good men, just good people. You know, like, so what I will say is, now I'm going to flip the script. We're talking about Deshaun Watson. So basically what happened with Deshaun Watson, I'm going to explain, because I know bro didn't really watch it and you ain't really seen up on it. And it had me hot. I know, I was telling Alicia, I was
educate our audience as well. You know what I mean? So
Deshaun Watson was accused of assaulting or sexually, like being sexual assaulting or sexual misconduct for
being mannish.
22 women, right?
Yeah.
A judge looked at the case and said, I can't prosecute him criminally. There's not enough evidence that he's done that I can see here that I can prosecute him criminally for any of this. Basically saying there's no evidence that he's really done this. It's basically hearsay, so to speak. You know, and then you have a few of these women that came. I'll give you some of their testimonies later, but I want to get into what I want to say, because Deshaun Watson is also a 6-foot-something black man.
About 6'4".
You know what I'm saying? Physically imposing. You know, accused of these things, but no evidence to back it up. And then you got people on ESPN. There's a woman, you know, a black woman at that, on ESPN saying, the NFL just looked the other way and they didn't really give a care about what he did because he got paid, basically. You know what I'm saying? He got suspended or whatever. He had to sit out a year, basically, to go through all the hearings. And he came back. And he got paid, rightfully so. You didn't find nothing. He didn't do anything. He's not accused that, like, he didn't get charged with anything. All it is an accusation. He went to another team, got the money that he deserved, because before he left, Deshaun Watson was probably the best quarterback in the NFL.
Man, his contract looked like he won a dice game with the owner. He struck the owner down. $240.
But you can't tell me he don't deserve it. You see all these other quarterbacks getting paid. Deshaun Watson should be getting paid.
I'm not saying he shouldn't get paid, but $240 million guaranteed?
Hell yeah. Especially what I just went through. And then you have a black woman saying, like, basically accusing him of things or making him look like he was guilty of these things, and nobody proved it. Now, you already know when a black man go to court or a black man is charged or something, we rarely ever see justice. This man ain't even...
Justice system wasn't built for us.
This man hasn't even really gotten charged. He hasn't gotten charged with anything. Everything is an accusation, and from what the sounds of it is, it looks like he really didn't do it.
Yeah, that's what
you know what I'm saying? And even before then, we all had the state of mind like he wanted out of Houston. All of a sudden, 22 women come out of nowhere. 22 massage therapists. First of all, where's the due process? How do you went from 2 women to 22 in less than a week? There's due process when you saying that somebody raped you. So this allegation should have had to been going through due process for about a month almost before you can bring it to the public eye.
For sure.
Before you can accuse somebody. So how you get 22 women in a couple days? You shouldn't even be able to put that out there if you ain't went through the process to be like, okay, do the rape case, do this and do that. You can't just put an accusation out there and charge somebody. Now he's being charged with public opinion. And you got a black woman out here that know these things about black men being charged. And the little bit of justice that we get, this man ain't even been charged with anything. And she on TV saying, basically destroying this man's character. Like, that's not fair. No. And to be a woman, you should understand that. And I will say black women usually, and most of the time, always have our back. Because when you look at the rallies and the marches, it's like 80 to 75% women.
They were stepping.
You know what I'm saying? So stepping. That I don't want to say like they don't look out for us. That is not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is for you to understand what we go through as a people, like you should not be on TV. I don't give a damn how many views you're trying to get.
Yeah. You
shouldn't be on TV saying no goofy shit like that. Because I bet you I can find a clip of the same woman that was giving Ben Roethlisberger his flowers when he retired. And this video of this nigga raping somebody.
He did that shit.
Exactly. They was giving him the send off of the decade, wasn't it?
I for sure thought Deshaun Watson was going to the Steelers.
I did too.
Let's not talk about the Steelers and who they got.
Raper Ben.
They got Trubisky.
Trubisky. He gonna throw 3 biscuits up in the air to pick off.
Hey, Mike Tomlin, man, go grab Malik Willis. Stop playing.
No, but how do y'all feel about that?
About what?
The Deshaun Watson thing. Like, what y'all think? Like,
I mean,
from his contract.
We've seen this time and time again. Like, they railroad a lot of.
I feel like it was
black people.
I feel like he was just set up.
So they railroad him. You know, that's what they do.
I feel like he was set up. It's nothing too coincidental, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not too huge of a fan of coincidences because he was like an A+ athlete, student, all this beforehand. Now he's not happy in Houston, like all these charges and allegations.
Right. I want another team out of nowhere. Well, you're charged with touching 22 women. And then you look, boy, did you hear some of the women's testimonies?
No, I actually didn't.
You like, I think all of them are massage therapists, right? One of them was like, I came into the room, and then when I was in the room, I told him to get ready the table or whatever. And before I was able to work, so I got called out of the room. When I came back into the room, he was naked on my table, face down.
I mean, that was supposed to do.
Exactly. And who's more vulnerable? My ass is in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is like leave out, like, can you put your clothes on and walk out? It's not like I'm butt ass naked, like,
right, doing the helicopter
when you come in the room. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking ready for my massage, and she like, oh, I couldn't take it. And then the one was like, I was giving him a massage, and he started to get erect. That's normal.
Very much so.
Like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying?
It would have been a problem if he didn't.
Then we'd be calling him gay.
Right.
Like, his dick didn't get hard when I touched him. But that's how I, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I really feel like, I'm not really too big on, like, conspiracy theories, but I feel like they probably just contacted, like, all, like, the massage places that he went to.
Like, you trying to get paid?
And cut an employee there and check, like, hey, we need $15K right now. What you making here, 50 max? We gonna throw you 15, 20.
They was paying them more than that. Cause man, we just looked at them. What they say they made on the Super Bowl, $2 billion.
Yeah, so they probably cut them like 100K.
4 hours, bro. Like y'all know, I was shocked. I was looking at that shit like.
Yeah, somebody check up on the women who accused my boy Deshaun Watson of doing that. Cause if they driving Beamer Benzes and Bentleys, oh yeah, something up.
Because it's like all of a sudden Deshaun Watson had no hiccups. You know what I'm saying? All he wanted to do, I don't want to play here no more. You know, like
they failed him.
Out of nowhere, sexual assault allegations. Like, it's a little bit too coincidental. Honestly, you want to know my thoughts on that is? Why he getting paid right now? I feel like it's hush money.
Basically.
Because they giving him money because the Deshaun Watson got enough money to countersue and do an investigation. You know what I'm saying? And he might not sue the NFL for it, but if he does an investigation on these women, it'll track to how they connected.
Yeah.
And it might bring something back to the NFL. So it's like, look, pay this motherfucker now.
Something got to be up.
Give him some money. Give him a contract. And then they sent them where all the dogs go to die. To Cleveland.
Send them to
you know what I'm saying? Like, look, give him his money. He'll be in Cleveland for about 5 years. How old is Deshaun Watson? Like 28, 29?
Oh, I couldn't even
something in that range. He'll be about 35 before that contract.
I think Deshaun Watson's like 26.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so he'll be about 30, 31 when that contract ends. He'll be ready to get up out of here. He had all the abuse he finna take when up in Cleveland.
He gotta know something. Get $240 million guaranteed.
Give him his money, get him up out of here.
How tight the NFL is with their money. He got 240. He got a basketball.
Coming
contract.
off of that. Coming off of what he came, 22 allegations.
And you being accused of being a booty bandit. They just gave you $240 million now. Yeah, something ain't right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they giving
something
money.
smells fishy here.
It's hush money to me. That's my conspiracy.
His game, go figure out what's going on.
Raggy?
Scooby doing his game. I'm gonna figure this out.
It's something up. That's all I'm saying, bro. It's just something up when you looking at that.
Roger Goodell, we pulling up with the mystery van. We on your ass, brother.
Bro, I think you snatched Roger Goodell's skin out. That thing is an alien underneath that. He just looked like he be out of it. You don't know who Roger Goodell is. But Roger Goodell looked like he be like, I'm done trying again. He like what's the dude's name?
That's because he too busy. He envisioning his bank account, the numbers just rolling in. I'll be out of it too. Damn, I'm tired of counting all this money. I'm tired of counting all this money.
$2 billion for the Super Bowl.
Roger Goodell is like the head plantation dude. You got 32 plantations. You getting paid for each and every one of them.
Right. That's who was talking the what's the Redskins and they changed their name.
Oh yeah, when the Redskins changed their name, they changed their names for the Commanders.
The Commanders.
So you go from the derogatory term
to the motherfuckers that killed them
to the motherfuckers who did the fucked up shit to them. That's equivalent from having like a baseball team called the Negroes. And then, black people get offended by that.
Y'all change that shit.
Then they change their name to Masters or the Whip Crackers.
The masses.
The masses. You dirty motherfuckers.
That shit's straight. That's messed up, bro. The Commanders.
The Commanders. And you know how many Commanders probably did some bogus things to those Native American people, man? They should just went like a whole different route. Like just pick an animal. Like there's so many other things.
Like what took them? How did?
It took them so 2 years to come up with Commander.
Like okay, this is a racial term. We need to change our name. Well, we just gonna call ourselves the football team because we known to be the Redskins. Just change the name. Why is it so hard to not be racist? Why? And it's like, why is it so hard to just be like, oh, my bad, bro. I didn't know that was offensive. Because you knew it was offensive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You did it probably on purpose. But why is it so hard if you're not a racist to understand when you say or do something that is considered racist to apologize and just be like, we apologize.
Because they're not sorry for it.
That's exactly why. Like, because I don't understand why people do racist stuff and then when we were like, I think a lot of our... Here, let me just cut back to this. I think a lot of our problems that deals with racism could have been resolved if white folks had just apologized. they always come up with a counter argument to a problem we have instead of going, we apologize, we didn't understand the nuances of what that meant or how that goes, and this is what we'll do to rectify what we've done. It's always a well, or what if.
I want my 40 acres and a mule. They can show that apology up their ass.
No, you ain't never gonna get that 40 acres and a mule.
That's over with. Definitely over. But I definitely don't want no apology.
Right.
And my ancestors don't want to hear no apology. Get y'all shit.
They better be glad that that's all we was looking for, is to be treated equally, and we didn't take it like everybody else did, like the Irish did, or anybody else. The Italians.
I can't really speak on how they did the Irish, so you know me. I can't really elaborate.
I ain't gonna go all into detail, but you know, motherfuckers turned up. But then when we do it, it's a issue. Like, oh, they destroy. Nah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta do shit like that. It is what it is.
You gotta get up off our knees and stop that praying and get up on our feet and fight back.
True. That's
what it is. You gotta fight fire with fire.
I tell my mama that all the time. Like, I don't like that they always saying when something happens to black people, let's pray.
No.
What we gonna pray for?
Who you think we got that from? Let's pray.
Let's pray. If for those non-believers that watch that don't believe in God, this segment ain't for you. But for people that do believe in God and understand the works of God, do you think God want to listen to your prayer? Like, here's how I look at that when people be saying, like, we gonna pray about it. What does God have you here for? Do you think he gonna send Lotus or some shit like that?
To be fruitful and...
No. What I'm saying is, like, he got you here to handle that situation on your own. Like, I gave you the tools to handle it. Now do what I gave you that's like, okay, you at the park or something with your brothers and sisters, right?
Okay.
Somebody beats up your brother. Jump on your brother. Y'all gather him up, take him home to your mama and be like, Mom, they jumped on him at the park. Your mama gonna look at you like, and what did you do? Well, we came to tell you about it. What? If y'all don't take y'all ass back to that park and, you know what I'm saying, I've given you the tools to handle the business that you're supposed to handle.
My mama personally would have rounded us up and beat all us.
All y'all ass. And that's probably why black people go through the shit we go through now, because they always know, let's pray about it.
We was always taught to turn the other cheek.
Pray about it.
We was always taught to turn the prayer, turn the other cheek. But now it's time for us to get up off our knees, stop turning the other cheek, and fight back.
I've never been the type of person to pray about it if it's something I can handle. Now, if it's something out of my power, I'm going to ask for guidance. Like, sure. I'm not going to ask God to handle it. I'm going to ask him, forgive me for what I'm about to do. Because guide me that I don't do the wrong thing.
To handle it. He ain't gonna just handle it. He gonna give you the tools.
Give you the tools to do it. Like, that's why I say he ain't finna send no more floods and Lotus and all that other shit that you thinking. He already giving you the tools to handle the situation. So when black people go through something, we gonna pray. If y'all don't get y'all slave plantation talking asses out my face, bro, that shit's stupid to me.
I don't think it's wrong to pray.
It is.
Also, but know that you have to do the work with it, because sometimes prayer could just be a meditation for somebody to be able to.
But what are you asking God? If you ain't asking for guidance or forgiveness. I don't think
it's necessarily asking. It's just more of like clearing your mind for it, just to speak.
For sure.
I don't think people pray and expect
a miracle the next day.
But they pray just to be like, okay, I can do this, like. Almost like a self-affirmation into praying. Like,
we ain't talking about self-affirmation. I'm talking about when something funky happened to black folks, you know what I'm saying, or a group of people, and then they saying, we just gonna pray about it, and God gonna handle it. And God probably sitting there looking at us like, y'all are the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever created. Because
them bro words.
Because that's how my mom would feel. That's how my grandma would feel if I was like going through something. And something happened to me, and my grandma know I can handle this. You know what I'm saying? I've given you the tools to do what you need to do. Now, on the outside of that, now I got your back when something, after you handling your business.
Sure.
If something comes, a rock in the water comes, or a rock in a hard place, however they say that shit comes, now I got you. Now This is out of your hands. Watch me work.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna keep getting my ass whooped just to go tell. At a certain point, you gotta deliver some blows, baby.
You gotta fight back, and you seen what they did to all of our African American leaders that did fight back.
Exactly. That's the one thing that they fear from you. Is revolting. You see,
the slavery's still the same. They still trying to whip us.
See, when they started burning up all the stores and shit, they was quick to like, look, write a law, something, type something. Bitch, why you ain't typing? Come on, now they ain't waste no time. They hurried up and got that shit up out of there. Like, look, they burning up the stores. They fucking with the church's money.
Hey, Minneapolis, we showed out when it was time to show out. They fucked the city up.
Hey,
shout out to Minneapolis for that, for sure. Huge shout out to Minneapolis for that.
Yeah. Well, we gonna go ahead. We gonna end it right there. I'm gonna get into our girls. Did you find the girls?
Just one today.
Okay. We gonna have you read it since you here.
Go ahead, read
for
it
the one
up,
time.
boss
For the
lady.
one time. Just to let y'all know, she the executive
Producer.
producer.
Yes.
Hefe.
I wouldn't.
Before we get out, I do want to say that next week we have a guest on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, before we do go, huge shout out to everybody that submitted their music too. Huge shout out to all y'all.
I wanna
Wasn't nothing
say-
personal. Nothing that went on was personal.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to everybody that put
If
their
you didn't
music
like
on. You know,
what was
y'all
said
in the
about
music,
whatever.
y'all in the business of criticism. You jump in that water, you better be able to swim.
Or you bound to drizzam.
To
Look.
down.
We had some people that didn't like certain things that I said about their music. And I want to say to those certain people, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something that you think that you can do better, man, just submit it. And I'm always going to give you your props if it's nice. If you get busy, I'm gonna give you your props. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna take it to the heart and be upset with me or feel like I'm doing you a disservice, I'm not gonna cower to be like, oh, no. I know, like, my team's in here looking at me like, bruh. And I'm like,
I'm not looking at you like nothing. Talk your shit.
I don't really care how you feel. I gave you my honest opinion on your music. You know what I'm saying? Everybody submitted their music. I gave everybody my honest opinion on their music.
So nothing was biased.
If I said that I didn't like your music, I didn't like your music. Maybe somebody else liked your music. I doubt it, but fuck.
And
Find somebody that
me
like.
personally, I judge you a little harshly for the simple fact that you were repping the city that I went to high school. I played football for that place. I played sports for that place. You have to rep us a little harder than that, bro.
And nothing is personal.
It wasn't
Because
I'm not in competition with a person, anybody, for you to feel like I would take it personal. We don't play the same game. We don't ball the same. We ain't in the same league.
hey, it's tough love.
None of
over
that
here.
shit. I'ma just be honest with
Ain't
whomever
nothing but
feels that
tough
way.
love.
We not in the same. This ain't the same sport, bro.
But continue to submit your music, even if you haven't submitted it yet, because we can do another episode.
And then if you are listening to this and we weren't able to put your song on there, you weren't selected for it, understand I am going to be honest.
Tough
I
love.
am not going to just say I liked it. No.
No, we're not gonna.
If I don't like it, I'm not gonna like it.
and
No.
that's okay.
And
And that's okay. Everything ain't for everybody.
don't feel no type of way. Yeah, feel a type of way, but understand I'm not gonna feel no type of way. You're not gonna get that guy. You've never seen me be that guy. So why would I be that guy now?
Right. It's either gonna fuel the fire, or fuel your sorrow.
Pray about it. Like we said, go pray about it. Cause
God ain't gonna write no better rap for you.
Okay.
exactly.
But
That's
also,
exactly why I said that. Cause God ain't sending no lotus, no floods for nobody. If you can't handle it your motherfucking self to be better, you're not going to get a reaction, or you're not going to do what you think this music thing going to do for you. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for submitting their music and everybody that was down and doing their thing.
Y'all
I
showed
appreciate you,
out.
man. Even the ones I didn't like, I still appreciate you.
we
for
did
trying.
get confirmation that Huichi did do
Oh.
everything himself too, though. So
Yeah.
That's what's up. Huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to him.
Okay, and then
Keep doing
also,
your thing, brother.
don't forget we have the Let's Find Out merch. We have the sweaters, the hat, we have
Sweaters,
t-shirts
hats,
coming.
t-shirts,
So
Letterman jackets.
if you need
I'm
to
thinking
cop
about
anything,
maybe we should do some slippers. It should be long, or some slides.
anyways, if you
No.
need to
I'm with her
cop
anyways.
anything, email, DM us,
Hey,
whatever
summer's coming up.
your size, and we'll get your order in. Okay,
Yeah.
let me tap out of this really quick. Okay, so I'm missing. Go ahead.
I was gonna give somebody a plug.
Who?
Not a certain person, but if you watch this on YouTube or you subscribe to us on Spotify, can they leave comments and stuff on Spotify?
Yeah.
If you, the first 5 people to comment on Spotify, I'm gonna give y'all sweaters for free.
First 5. Ready, set, go.
First 5.
All right. We're ending with our girl. She's from Minnesota, Minneapolis. Kendra Valdepena. She's 16. She's been missing since February 19th. Her birth date is January 29, 2006. She's female, Hispanic, black hair color, brown eyes, 5'3", 175 pounds. She was last seen February 19th. If you have any information, call 1-800-843-5678. That's the Minneapolis Police Department. It doesn't give me any other information of where she's been missing from, but she's missing from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And she's our only one this week.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
please help us bring these ladies home.
Help us, help them. Let's help everybody.
Yeah, actually, on our last episode, they were found prior to us even posting them.
They were?
Yep.
Hey,
See,
so
that's what's up. That's
what's
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was news to me. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you just not telling me that too. That's cool. See, that's what we
So
want to.
keep helping us
I
find these
love
ladies.
that. That's what's up.
Yeah. So.
We cutting out after that.
Cutting
That's
out.
it. That's all we got. So this has been another episode of Let's Find Out. So
And
let's find out.
We out this bitch.